out if he would like it, as it seems like Bro should be able to get themselves one of these. They've taken control of the area, at least for now. So no feats of strength to go down for either team. Great double knockback here from Morgan, is now Rich to the skies, trying to throw closer around the gravity field. Is extraordinary, and Polu is going to go down for first blood. That's LazyFeel picking up first blood in his first game, but it's traded back immediately. The Bros do not waste any time, as Morgan is looking for Rich as well. Grabs his opposite number, and now LazyFeel and UCal, they have to just get out of there. Closer a bit distracted by minions, as we can see, as Morgan wanting to dash after this little Corki, but the Valkyrie does come in, and Closer almost just...
Banana Brush control with that control ward, super helpful there, and just denying any entry. So, you know, sure, you got the first 3 feet of strength, but Rich, you can already see the problems here.
Yeah. Morgan very, very quickly another feat of strength, or at least a third of it, and that will put them at 2/3. Only one more to be picked up. And they will have that one on lockdown, and then it is just that first turret blood to be forced
to play out this lane. Again, UCal in danger.
Yeah, flashes forward, going to be able to pick up Ulti. The ulti just goes completely wide. The Impale holds him out of the way, but still he's able to grab the kill onto UCal. Chaos Storm not doing too much, and Andil, I'm sorry, buddy, wrong place, wrong time, and you are just more food for the Yone. UCal moves over, they get rid of that control ward, but that is going to be a feat of strength going over to the Bros in the form of these objectives. Just the turrets. Where Arakan's going to be spawning. But this time it was very easy. Humbug looking for an opportunity here as Andil's in trouble. The ulti goes wide there from Sponge, and he looks to try and get out of the way. Polu with Magnet Storm doesn't get too much done, but that Impale was brilliant at holding them in place. Solar Flare going to be connecting, and look at the health bars. They are just way too big. Bro, just walk at them like
well, they control mid lane. They also have Morgan sitting on the bottom side, who had teleport available the entire time. Could have joined, didn't need to. And so that's the first turret going over. That speeds to strength here, the first one of the LCK Cup going over to Bro.
Yep, Bro going to be the very first ones to be able to buy cool shoes. And I think that is absolutely fantastic. They've been saving for it, and that suit's come out. That means that Rich will be safe for the moment. Top lane is out of the picture, and now another fight breaking out around this Dragon Pit. UCal moving in. Watch out for that Chaos Storm, but there's the Magnet Storm! Speaking of storms, and the better one is on the side of the Bros. Double kill!
You and I saw in the draft are really rearing their head here, but it's a massive lead on top of it all. And now that third dragon here is available, but I mean, that's not even really the story of the game. We're watching a Herald take out mid-turret, get an additional crash here. Massive Voidlings here means it's going to be the inner to go over as well. I mean, this game is all but over here.
Really weird how a lot of these stats do pan out, but I think it's still a good thing to address regardless. Yeah, but maybe we got a little bit overexcited.
Yeah, I wonder what it is Voracious. That's going to be the main flavor in LCK. I was just trying to...
Arakan is red, by the way. That's Arakan. People tell me that there is a different one that they see sometimes in their games. No. We only have the red one here.
It's I went for 2+ because I wanted to just be a dissenting opinion. I think we'll have some crazy games here in the LCK, but this is definitely not one. By the way, I said 2, but like the one said 3, so that's why it says 2+, and I'm right if it's 3 or 4 or whatever. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
You're just trying to get more of the potential pool of possibilities.
But going back to that win rate thing as well. Never mind. Let's talk about this.
All right, Humbug is just trying to run forward and then get hit by a hammer. It is sometimes a gun.
I wanted to say, I wonder if we have any stats about like what the gold differences are at 15. Was that one on the tweet? Because yeah, the gold difference at 20 was about 7K here, and you can see DRX are really just... I mean, they are trying to get...
Will they be able to kill Humbug? There are 4 people on their way over, and he is losing health. Slowly but surely, yeah, this is going to be taken down. So LazyFeel grabs his second.
Map so quickly and has made such a big impact in these team fights.
Well,
Andil.
Yeah, Andil is dead, guys. Oh, he's going to flash. Still probably dead, but... he's going to try and do what he can before he does end up going down. And when I say still dead, he is not. It's a double impale. It's the other members of his team that are going to be going down. UCal, the first.
Sure, need to be a little bit more careful about how they take some of these fights. I get it. 7,000 gold up. But some caution should be taken. They still win that fight. They still get the kill onto UCal, and they're still going to get Arakan. But if this was more even game state, might have been a bit of a disaster.
Yep. And Arakan is going to be taken out here. Cool little buff now around the Bros. See what they can actually utilize with it. There's some bounty gold going in here. So now the Bros are going to get it down to 50% health, and I think that, you know, Sponge is trying to make his way in. Polo is going to hold him in position. Andil's in trouble once again. Eclipse doing so much work. I just don't know whether it's doing quite enough. As now, Closer going back, and yeah, he's just going to pretty much recall and then head back in. Doesn't have teleport though, so he's going to be a little while making his way over. A 4 versus 5 just for a bit as the Magnet Storm is gorgeous with the bullet time over the top. Crash in from Humbug there as well, finds an Impale onto LazyFeel, who cleanses Valkyrie, does everything he can to get himself out of the way, and this time finally, Andal is going to go down. Morgan is just going completely ballistic here towards the top side of the map, flashes out of the gravity well, another kill onto Yukal. The Lord is definitely almighty in his first game of the LCK Cup. They're going to take down Sponge as well, and it's only LazyFeel left standing. Yes, they stopped the Baron, but I don't know whether they're going to stop it again.
Last man on the lineup today, last one to fall. And down he goes, makes it an ace. And look, if you're cup half full, you know, successful Baron deny.
And also, if you're cup half full, they can't play Skarner again in the next game.
That's right. Nor can they play the Rel Misfortune combo.
They may not have banned it, but they banned it, you know, because this is fearless. It's glorious. DRX just wanting to ever
100% win rate.
I know, isn't it extraordinary? They're going to be able to grab themselves a Mountain Soul. That is 100% Soul rate as well. 100% Barons in every game that they've taken.
Since elimination matches in Kespo Cup, they haven't lost.
Exactly. And they've taken more Otacons in other than any other team ever.
In LCK history.
Cup history, exactly. Yeah. It is extraordinary. That's extraordinary as well. The Impale comes through, the bullet time comes down, and yeah, we're being a bit facetious. We're having a bit of fun because, ladies and gentlemen, this game is over. Closer diving on forward. Polo once again showing off the fact that he is going to get player of the match. That is just how it's going to go. Rel has been so extraordinarily good. And DRX just going to be happy that he can't play it again in game number 2. Sponge going to get wiped from the Rift. Andal onto the Fountain. But Morgan's going to do his very best to pull him back out there. And we're not going to be able to talk about respawning Nexus turrets because, unfortunately, the Nexus does not respawn. And that will be going down imminently. OK Savings Bank Brion with the very first victory here for our LCK Cup, putting themselves 1-0 in the series.
Yeah, this is the kind of game
we knew it was going to happen.
Is the standard response. And I have a lot of problems with this, but one of my main issues is that Xayah is very low range and will need to follow up on like a Taliyah knockback by in this situation.
Yeah, LazyFeel thinking about where he wants to go, and honestly, there's not a lot of options because he has no flash. That's first blood going over to the Viego. Gets the possession.
I mean, he's such a similar player to Lucid. Anyways, we're gonna have a bit of a scuffle here.
Yeah, this time towards the bottom side. Andal with the flash slam into the wall onto Apollo. And they are gonna be able to take him down. 1,000 health on this Dragon. The seismic shove from Closer is just a little bit of a wave goodbye, and that is going to mean that
really going to help turn things around here as we see Hambach is trying to rush this first grub but finds himself in danger.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble here as Rich looking to make his way over, not quite in taunt range. And it is still just going to be, just to steal away one is certainly going to be there. 5 grubs, though, going to lead to a possible first tower. But here's another engage. Great double knock up there from Andal as Humbug tries to get himself out, but doesn't manage to. Hype utilizing that Blade Caller really nicely, but not quite nicely enough as in goes Closer. His patented overly aggressive play coming on through there as he tries to flash away, but he just takes a stick to the head. And that
decision. I mean, Hype's incredibly low. It was kind of a zero-sum game there, and he just gets completely punished for it because of the Aurora ultimate, so I do like this choice. Yep, but down goes the turret.
Yep, that is just going to be first turret blood going on over. We have often said that Bro's ability to just try and make plays to get themselves back into a game is what they've been missing.
I mean, this Boiling's going to pop out, and I mean, there's just nothing you can do to stop this. So they just keep collecting gold and getting more map control here. And you can see Rich has just been given.
As Polo should be able to clear out this ward. Andal moving on over, and yeah, it's a grand exit. You can understand exactly why, as Morgan might be able to get something done here. Going to be taking some blood petals as well. Certainly going to feel good. Minute and a half until Otacon does turn up. Oh, that was pretty cool. Justice Punch avoided, and the Void Seeker not going to seek anything, or not going to find anything at least. As the Equalizer getting a lot of value, but Morgan's still dead. As Sponge going to be able to grab that one. Humbug looking for an opportunity here, but I don't know whether he's going to be able to find it. Decent little stump, but it's onto Rich, and he's so tanky. Another wall comes down, but Closer is just going to put it away immediately. Rich taking out the sacrificial Galio.
You could say for Bro, But I am very concerned about what the rest of this mid game is going to look like as we crest.
Humbug's moving on over, and the teleport's coming in. All right, they are committing to this. Andil taking a fair bit of damage as now Morgan has turned up. The equalizer is going to be so dangerous. Teamfight comes down, Killer Instinct into the backline. It's a phenomenal heroic entrance, and LazyFeel is popping off. He gets into that backline. That's a triple kill for the Vietnamese player. And bro, they are sent packing. That is Arakan going down. Well, there's 30 seconds, and then, bro, I think just need to pull the trigger.
I think you're right, but you win a fight, you'll get some pedals and some gold, they'll put you back in it, but it's just a limited win if you can get it. That is to say.
Rich now just moving on over. Justice Punch is odd. He's just right underneath that turret, trying to get some use out of this Arakan passive. The ulti does come down there from UCal, and DRX is just going to wipe the floor with that turret.
No, that's when the team is telling them absolutely not, but what's interesting, too, about this lineup here for DRX is we'll talk a lot about this when we go
missed. Let's see whether he can find a way in here to try and get something stolen away. Seismic Shove going wide. Humbug in position, like, this could be a difficult Baron. As Sponge decides to turn it, he is able to lock that one down. Humbug gets in there, but doesn't get away with it. And that is Rich locking down that kill. They do manage to take down the Wukong, but the knockups are just gigantic. They take down Andil, but Hype is still in so much trouble. LazyFeel wants to flash in, and he will do so. Takes down his opposite number, and he's going to be able to help tidy up Morgan there as well. The Lord could not save them. And bro, I think he's going to have to play a third game in this series.
Looking likely. Man, Andil is having a fantastic night, Atlas. He is really feeling himself in the second game in particular, but even in game one had some decent moments. And that is that. Paperman's not going to be able to steal the Baron, and he just falls instantly. The flash follow-up knockup, though, from Andil was just chef's kiss, and now the base is falling here again at 27 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know whether Polo's going to be able to save this one, as LazyFeel with these 3 items completed is doing so much damage. Void Seeker almost killing Humbug on the fountain where he stands, but the Nexus will go down, and that is a tied-up series.
The Renekton and the Nautilus, and then you have a Yasuo. And now we're going to fight fire with fire here with Ambessa mid, which we saw in Kespa Cup actually was debuted.
Debuted by Maple.
Yeah.
Which is, they're going to have to stand around. They have no range. It's now Hype in a little bit of trouble here. Sponge making his way over. Wind does become lightning. The flash has to come out. They're going to accept that one for the moment. Towards the bottom lane, though, is Humbug. Gets some vision down. This Pillar of Flame could do a bunch of work. The hook goes wide, though. It's closer. He's going to turn up. Great handshake comes in as there's the wind wall. Sponge going to have to flash away. LazyFeel doing the same thing. And another Pillar comes through, and the bailout not going to be working this time. First blood and a feat of strength going over to Hype. And another hook connects as Polo pick up the first palm of the tournament. Taken by Humbug, and indeed it was, so it should be 2-1. No feat of strength going to be counted down. The flash forward here as the Ruthless Predator comes down. The knockup from Closer to follow up. LazyFeel's on the floor, and the Bros, they did not appreciate that Game 2 loss.
No, they certainly did not. And I think they are. And that being said, you know, on the other side of the map, because of that, you know, it's a successful deny on the gank, and they get the dragon out of it. So DRX trying to poke his way into advantages, just wants to sit back. He's got 3 kills, so he's feeling okay, but at least LazyFeel is getting more back. Bro will be able to get these grubs, as you mentioned.
The satisfaction of watching Brand take grubs, never gets old. Even though the top laners didn't necessarily win out, as the hook comes through from Polu, gets the knockup onto Rich. Sorry about the caster curse. As, I think Humbug might have the damage. Does find himself the E. There's the stun, beautifully done. Sears him down. That is a medium rare Gragas in the top lane.
Well, fortunately though for DRX, they already got first turret blood in the bottom side with the Ambessa push from UCal, so at least this turret going down isn't going to be the end of the world for them. And we're still waiting to see who's going to get that beat.
To follow up with his jungler. As Morgan's going to be pushed away, does have the Dominus available. No flash, though, is now Rich. In that brush, does find the angle here onto Humbug. There's the knockup. Humbug getting himself out of the way, though, and he might actually be safe. Sponge cut down where he stands, and the Brand survives. Another hook is going to land there because Polo does not miss those. Morgan very, very low, though, as LazyFeel doesn't get the execution on the Rend. And now it's Hype. He has that range advantage. The Fate's call, though, may have baited them out. Hype gets knocked up, but there's no follow-up. It's just Polu that does go down. The blinking health bars on both sides. The knock-up onto LazyFeel. That is a lot of damage there as in goes UCal. 2 locked down. LazyFeel does get the bailout. Closer utilizing that wind well so beautifully. But now, can UCal survive this? Is that the triple? Yes, it is. And DRX, they're on the board and in a big way.
A quiet early game for UCal.
No.
Oh boy.
He was on a ward.
Well,
Bros. And now it's even closer than it was before. Polu possibly out of position here at the same time. The Hail of Arrows is going to slow down Sponge. He has to use the ultimate. Good handshake there from Andil. As, okay, the Herald is going to lose interest. Polu's just going to be cut down though. That is going to be the bailout successful, but immediately it's locked up again.
Lazy DRX just yet.
All right, the Lord's flank angle is looking a bit dangerous here as the Rift Arrow going to be secured by Humbug. Morgan can flash and gets on top of LazyFeel, but the Fate's goal is pretty good. Hype untouched though until UCal gets into that back line. Still, it's going to be a flash out. Hype still in pretty good position. Humbug dealing with Rich at this point in time, but the hero that is our Lord is going to get over the wall and then back over again. UCal using all of these dashes, and it's just not going to be enough to grab the brand.
Yeah, Humbug is just so slippery this game. It's so hard to lock down that final bit of his health. His positioning has been great. He's going to be able to layer enough damage in here now, it looks like, to actually take out this Otacon. And if he actually dies there, you know, without his Leandre's damage, I don't know if they actually could take this.
And that was feats of strength as well. This is going to be Pro being able to upgrade their shoes.
Absolutely.
Some fancy Nikes now available for this squad. And looking at it, like you can see the squid might be their first dragon of the game as well. Once again, it's going to be a Mountain Soul. It's just kind of nutty. I'm finding it hard to keep up with everything. Normally we've talked about which soul it is far before the dragon has in fact spawned and been killed. Going to drive Shelly into this big gun in the mid lane.
Yeah, Morgan also side laning on the top side, so this 4-1 setup here is incredibly powerful, and they have the withdraws. So, I mean, they're not vulnerable for anything. They can go in.
That Chains of Corruption does come down. Turret is getting a little bit angry. Knock up onto Sponge, but not one that Closer wants to follow up on, and they'll take 2 turrets for their trouble. A
when
third.
the minions get here, DRX is trying to group.
Yep, Hex Flash over is great handshake for the disengage out of Andil, but in comes Morgan. He's pre-ulted as well, just trying to keep them busy. It is going to be Andil going down first up, but you can see there's a whole lot of getting sent back to the fountain here for the Bros. Hype just trying to stand in position and deliver this damage. UCal should be able to take him out though, and there it goes. That's in fact just a kill, I believe. Close to the highest level in the game, as you just saw, and he still has a gold lead. Even though there's been 5 kills picked up by Closer. Now Polu going aggressive once again. LazyFeel feels like he has a good angle, and in fact he does. Chains of Corruption does nothing. And the exhaust comes on through there as well. The bailout was on LazyFeel. He didn't even need it. 2 on the floor. Humbug joins this Yasuo, and down goes the Lord as well. 4 on the ground.
It's going to be about 100, 200. That's the difference between them after this Baron is taken. That's going to
be very healthy. As Morgan looking to chase after him. Can they hold him in position? That's going to be the question as the turret goes down in the mid lane.
Oh, wait. The wait!
Oh, he's out of there! And the Bros are unable to stop him. He's down into the bottom lane, and he's pushing with UCal. Yeah, the rest of DRX are just going to be pushing
I think the call was probably initially, hey, Rich is a lost cause. Let's hard push mid and bottom. But then Rich gets out with the TP as well. No one can shut him down, and they get 2 turrets for it. He doesn't die, and this definitely said that's Challenger's baby at least 3 times.
At least 3 times.
In front of the television over on the space, but look at what Humbug has in his inventory. Even the time to actually maximize his damage. They don't have a mage mid laner, so they really need him to do well. Speaking of...
yeah, Morgan going to have to try and protect him here as the flash forward. Great cast, but maybe he's now... no, he's not. LazyFeel is going to be able to find him. Humbug going to go down extraordinarily low. The bailout! Is it going to be working here? And the answer is it doesn't actually have to, because he doesn't even go down. Oh, never mind! The Leandre's burn will do it.
Shut down DRX from getting that Mountain Soul. So it makes a wise choice there, in my opinion, because I don't think they would have turned Swifties for Hype, which will give him tons of movement speed. And okay, hold that thought.
Yeah, that's going to be Morgan taking a whole lot of damage here from UCal, who's just not taking any damage at all. Morgan realizing that he just needs to deal with a minion wave, and he's not even going to be able to do that. And UCal the kills have been evened out, but the gold is well and truly in the advantage of DRX, and on their second
Baron plus Mountain Soul here. And I don't know if I can call this a close game anymore. It is looking like we are...
ooh, Hook going to go wide there as Rich just going to use his burly finesse to get himself out of the way. Body slam.
Really want the real prizes, though, an inhibitor. 80 seconds left to go. If Bro could stave the pressure off here, maybe there's a chance back into this game.
Yeah, Closey, you can see, going a little bit aggressive onto Rich, who has about 7 million health. So he'll be absolutely fine.
He's on that top inhibitor turret.
Yeah, that should be taken down here unless Closey can make something happen. He throws out the ulti. Morgan trying to get over there. Slices, dices, gets the stun, but it's not going to be enough. The flash out from UCal is enough disengage. And now Rich could be in trouble, or he could just be way too tanky. Hype trying to get some damage down here. Sponge taking a little bit, but throws out the Crescent Guard. UCal in some trouble. Great knock up here from Closer. He has to flash, though, to get out of the way. The pros are fighting as hard as they can, but it's just not quite enough. LazyFeel is inside the base. I don't know whether that was necessarily the right call, but it looked really cool, and inhibitors are still going down for DRX.
Yeah, it's a huge win here for DRX either way, but Bro technically survive here as now all
to survive with all of these supers just parading into your base.
And DRX's Team Elder, Atlas.
Amps, it's kind of crazy as the ulti catches him, and once again, Humbug is just on the floor. That charm.
Yeah, I don't know, I mean, they are Team Elder, but they've been doing a lot of Baroning this game.
Yeah, I think not good enough, especially when he cannot stay alive when any of the members of DRX look at him.
The inhibitors will respawn in about 30 seconds here, but I think that's just enough time for DRX to get these waves going, and the super minions are still already up here in all three lanes, so they're not just going to disappear.
Yeah, well, Rich is going to find an angle. That's a beautiful cast. Polo trying to get out, but once again, Humbug is just left to the wolves. Another hostile takeover is decent, but Polo's eaten by a dragon. LazyFeel is dancing around the battlefield, and his dragon is hungry, and it's hungry for the first match win of the LCK Cup for DRX. Teddy was unwell today. LazyFeel played in Challenger yesterday, picked up player of the match, and he may do it again here as DRX take down the Casper Cup champions.
DRX showing up in a big way. Very few people predicting them to win.
Jamada, how the fact that when we saw Hoya play the Corki, he didn't take Cleanse or Flash to respect the Renekton all-in.
Or could be enough to at least sustain through early Corki. As, yeah, it's actually a nice trade right there. So at least managing to get back into this one a little bit, but again, that 100 CS mark for Xiaohu could be too easy.
Does have the Conqueror instead of
Nice
PTA. Wanzhong sees an angle to go in here, drops the Ignite. Xiaohu gonna use the Valkyrie to create some distance, drops the Exhaust just to make sure he does not go down to the Flame Splitter as the Overheat ticks off. And both opponents walk away with pretty low HP bars.
Yeah, so for me, Xiaohu there actually kind of broke a cardinal sin of 1v1s, which is you never want to allow the opponent to dodge forward on an ability. That Phosphorus Bomb, Wanzhong stepped under it, was able to step up, dodged out on it, and that trade, Ignite for Exhaust, I think well worth it for Wanzhong.
As they come, stacking up a bit of a wave for Xiaohu, but Wanzhong is not going to let that stack up too much to give any room to push out, and down goes the Equalizer. Don't get a ton of value off that damage. Wanzhong trying to get the Overheat going, puts the Exhaust down onto Xiaohu, who is holding on to his Flash for dear life. The Overheat not going to come across just yet. Good dodge on a couple of those rockets, though. Going to hit the slow. Comet
Play
damage.
low attrition and see if he can win.
Trying to cut down the angle once more. Xiaohu going to drop the Phosphorus Bomb. Ignite comes back up, and Wanzhong once again drops it onto Xiaohu's head. Wave arrows to 2 for Wanzhong. So maybe we'll see Xiaohu force something with his summer. He's going to Valkyrie forward. There's the Exhaust. Flashes out of the Equalizer as well, but by doing so...
Xiaohu might be pressured to do something, and if I'm Xiaohu, I'd start to look to trade. Just use the health bars that you have. Oh, nice dodge.
Yeah, Wanzhong is about to get his Ignite, and there's the Exhaust and the Ignite. Equalizer not going to land. Xiaohu trying to kite back desperately, but he's running out of HP. A couple more autos. It was close, but Wanzhong able to claim the 1v1 win and identity alongside the Ashe. But I do like having a backline threat because you never want to leave light untouched, and it's going to be hard for them to get to light in a lot of scenarios unless you have that Akali. So expect to see Saber constantly trying to be that flanker. Strength goals, you can see them below the two teams at the top of the scorebook here, with the ever-present one being First Blood, and we might just see it as both junglers make their way to the lane. Xiaohu under threat, gonna have to flash over the Shuriken from Saber. But here's the response from Tian, going for Wanzhong, who is way too far up with his wave pushed in. Gonna wait out the flash, the Vault Breaker gonna land. Great patience for the WBG Gaming jungler, and one flash secures First Blood And the first feat of strength here for Weibo, but the bottom lane's getting handsy as well as Hong full flashes in, does not stun up Wako, and now the Ash slows are really starting to stack. Hong should fall to lethal tempo, and the Braum stun is going to force Light to cleanse out himself. We'll be able to get back towards that turret, but will he find the trade? The piercing arrow falls just short.
Yeah, Hong misses. So I think it just makes sense based on where the prio is for each of our squads. And so far, we'll see if Ultra Prime can do anything with these forced to respond, because 5-6 grubs, again, at this level, we've seen teams do way too much with that. Whoa. Saber's going to follow up on Xiaohu. He's down flash.
Mid. Oh, Cease and Desist going to follow the flash there from Saber. The Cyclone gets the knockup, but Xiaohu cannot follow his jungler. Building up here for Ultra Prime.
Do want to credit Junhao a little bit on that, as, we're going to see an answer here from Xiaohu. Saber.
One of the LPL legends right on time. Going to find this kill onto Saber. Should with a couple more stacks of that passive. Why not take it safe and get it done with the auto attacks? There's Xiaohu on the board is the WBG Gaming bottom lane next to Tian.
A lot of time being spent topside. That will be one grub secured, and we have to engage.
I'm going to go in, only going to strap the Braum. We have a TP coming in the background. Roselove able to get back towards his AD carry. Now Hong is just caught in the middle, and Junhao is going to execute him with the Cyclone. In with the CSS goes Tian. The turn with Xiaohu here. Tons of damage dropped through, but the Akali drops into the Shroud. Going to try perfect execute, gets the Braum stun onto Tian. Down he goes, and now Xiaohu's got no help until Breathe flies in with the public execution. Gets one of his own. Wonjong able to trade out the AD carry as the...
To the rescue with these TPs that help make sure they were able to get a slight advantage for themselves to go back to live and the fights continue.
Ooh, Ash Arrow down on Tian.
Try and deny these grubs at all, because that would have been really big for setting the timer back.
Wonjong, trap set, ultimates committed, all ultimates, and Wonjong gets popped.
We did tease before this game started that Mbessa really has potential to rip through the composition for Ultra Prime. Again, not a lot of great CC to help deal with Mbessa throughout these fights. Can walk it out with Ashe, but that's tough with all the mobility that Mbessa has and all the pressure that the rest of Weibo's composition is going to put down onto a champion. Xiaohu's already roamed up, so that's big for Weibo. Here we go.
Does go in. They get the season assist down, and they have Wako marked. No Glacial Fisher will save that Ashe as Wako drops off. Wonjong going to teleport in. Response coming as well here from Breathe. But Tian is holding his own. In flies Saber with the perfect execution. Does get Tian down. Drops into the Shroud. Gets himself a second kill on the recast as well. Wonjong on the all-out form trying to really dole out the damage. But Breathe is just way too powerful. Who's got more dashes in tote? It's Breathe and the Mbessa as Weibo are able to turn the end of the fight. And give
in this fight, Breathe gets pretty much nothing when he enters to contest him. As I thought Saber was going to make it close with that close fight on the Xiaohu, but we have to get out of that replay because Rift Herald is being taken. Weibo don't have their R's back up yet, but they do secure the Rift.
Which is one of the more coveted ones, as Shelly's going to get her crack at the mid lane turret. Weibo are just gobbling up everything they can on the map right now that's important. Tier 1 mid lane turret down, feats of strength soon to follow, and the dragon stacking.
One or two cooldowns being missing, or just a chunk, the likes of which Saber just felt from Xiaohu. That said, at the moment, Weibo thinking a little bit more about this bot side control, as they're going to take down their last outer turret. And we're finding for the majority of the games we've seen early season, whoever secures that does win the game, I believe, again in solo.
Xiaohu looking for a deadly flank. Wonjong going to find it out, but maybe a bit too late. Xiaohu going in with the invis, drops between world, gets a ton of damage down onto those carries, but Tian cannot finish the kill. Wako. We're in a rare situation for League of Legends here. Oh, we were so close to it, actually. Dragon falls early. We were about to be
Exol being on Soul Point. I'm kind of wondering if that's their approach for this one. I'm kind of surprised all hasn't started yet.
Tian, hope those Krugs were worth it. My word. Looking for that big row crash down we've seen. Hits and misses from him so far as he steps up. Gets the Glacial Fisher out of Roselove early. So maybe that'll give Weibo enough confidence to go for the play. Breathe going to not land the public execution, and now he's got 5 members of Ultra Prime on top of him, and he'll get picked off on the flank.
Not in position. Gets taken down after the R whiffs, and now Otacon's at a real threat. The biggest threat for Ultra Prime's off the map.
Oh, Junhao still has Cyclone. He immediately commits to it on Light. The arrow comes through just on time after the cleanse. Light is down. Tian going in to lock through Wako, and both AD carries are going to drop. So who's going to step up in the fight now? Tons of low health bars on Ultra Prime's side, but Xiaohu cannot get in to finish them off, and it's a big-time multi-kill for Saber. Otacon, still below 2,000 HP, will be secured by Junhao. Knocked back on the Tofo strikes from Wonjong, and he's going to make another 1v1 win with Xiaohu, this time from the top lane to in front of the Baron. What a play. Ultra Prime grab control of game one.
Wako is down. This might be a slow Baron. I think it's risky because Breathe's here, but you know what? They have the res up, so might as well try and use it. And everything's come collapsing down here for Weibo in the last couple of minutes. Is Breathe going to get frisky?
Remember, he cannot earn a lot of gold out of this if he finds these kills. Getting the dashes up, tons of damage. Saber's still up. The GA's available for all of these Ultra Prime members. But Breathe does come back up online here. Gotta use them if you are Weibo Gaming, but this is just gone. Glacial Fissure is late. The smite comes through. Junhao does not get in. Arrow's gonna land onto Breathe, who does have the Hextech Soul now, and just like the start of last fight, is gonna sacrifice himself to the might of Ultra.
A lot of whack range on each side. It can be really valuable for just being able to space things at this level. That said, Barons though, and it looks like Weibo are just fishing around for the steal because they do not want to mess with this buff, so it will be a free Baron going over Ultra Front.
They do cash in as the revive will drop off pretty soon here, but good work from the damage dealers of Weibo to get some turrets on the back end. They actually cash in a ton of gold here.
You can't admit it, especially when you have Baron going on. Too bad.
Whoa. Ton of damage down coming out from Xiaohu. Onto the clone though. Junhao can escape back between worlds. Will not lock on the Ultra Prime up. Hog goes in, gets a huge stun to set up Xiaohu's damage. That is the poetry you expect from the Weibo Gaming support. Steps in, gets the... Here as Hong is looking for more. Demolish stacks. Minion wave brought up. Down goes the inhibitor turret. Wonjong and Junhao. There's just nothing they can do. They don't have the damage behind them to even...
And try and get these supers in to actually pincer around Weibo, who have already taken full control, and even feeling frisky enough to start hitting this dragon a little bit as Breathe.
Breathe and Wonjong in their own 1v1, but the engage is found with the snap of a fingers, and Junhao is exploded. Into the backline goes Saber. He takes a huge trunk, trying to get rid of Light. Will get it with the Storm Surge, but Breathe is unleashed on the front side. Dashes galore, damage galore. There is nothing that Wako and company can go as he drops into the GA, but is only going to protect him for the gray screen for mere seconds. Weibo, rocky in the early game, couple of fights that didn't look too good, but when push comes to shove, when it's time for the big bad fights, it's Weibo and Xiaohu to step up, ace, and game one win inbound.
And Xiaohu had some big engages too, but man, if Breathe was in the fight and set up for success, those fights were over whenever Breathe got going. This Ambessa, throw a Hextech Soul to add to the stickiness this champion already has to others. I really feel like Breathe was the one who made or broke this game for Weibo. A couple fights where Breathe wasn't functional, were the fights where Weibo struggled when Breathe was Ambessa. Too good of a pick and too well played by Breathe to be toppled in this game.
Leads his team in kills, leads his team in fewest deaths, but the Lee Sin will come lock in. You know what solves so many draft problems? Just outplaying on a champion that is so capable of doing it in so many facets. So I do respect Tian.
I know that Grubs aren't up for another 8 seconds here, but Tian not on the right side of the map. And we'll see the Dragon drop and a couple waves dropping.
The goal is even at 1 apiece between our two teams.
That is one of the perks of Rumble in this scenario, the fact that you can just drop Equalizer and pretty much neutralize a wave or delay the timers by 1 wave. So well done by Breathe. I feel like Weibo with this draft, they're playing it out right. For me, it was just themselves for free. So I think they're happy to sack both Dragons to find the 6 grub advantage. And man, when we see the first cut of what is the death sentence, and I want to see if Weibo is still able to do that.
Oh, that nice flash does not get away from the Pop Blossom on the edge, is able to find the kill, but with a good root and the help of that powered up turret, Hong can train out Junhao. So we'll go 1 for 1. First blood does go to Ultra Prime. They grab that goal, but it's immediately answered by Weibo as Breathe finishes off that top lane tier 1.
And that's big because each team at 2
Hello,
monster
Saber.
objectives.
Goodbye, Saber. That's the Dion Lee Sin special.
Yeah, I mean, that's just cashing in on the lead that Xiaohu's had this entire time, too. Really well done as Tian's dead. Okay.
You know that's Galio TPing in the taunt. I mean, I guess they went all out for that mid-tier 1 turret. They do get it in the background with plates, but that was a freebie kill back to Wonjong. Oh, hello. Breathe wants his revenge for his juggler. He teleports behind him. Remember, you can teleport to minions now with that basic form, but a good taunt from Wonjong and the take.
Afterwards, it's 2-2, and you can see they already took down 1 turret on their own, so Breathe, he's freed up. He's joined his bot lane, and this is 6 grubs at work, man. This is why 6 grubs feels like a death sentence, because these turrets just melt.
And we almost got the 15 for 15 on plates. We might still get it with the Grubbies, even despite the stolen equalizer. Ultra Prime are not going to try and let them get away with that. Engage. Another good knockup onto Light, who just does not get to play the game before he drops through. How much more can Ultra Prime find on the background? Not much with Wonjong not able to claim Tian. Weibo looking for a potential turn of their own here. It is a 4v4 as Wako shoves in that mid-wave. Both teams posturing. Snare landed from Rosie Love. Dredgeline back from Hong. The clone used well. Here's the Pop Blossom. Gonna pick off Hong, and the taunt comes through as well. Great synergy on the CC, and Junhao is released with his reset. Dredgeline gonna go wide here. Has the Heartbreaker, forces the flash out from Breathe as Weibo do not want to give up any more members. With Xiaohu's damage, they're looking for a turn, and Tian flies in from halfway across the stream. Junhao is down. Xiaohu's flashing forward. They want all the smoke, but they've got a Callista hopping around them. There's no angle out for Xiaohu. He's cut down. Breathe on the Flame Splitter cannot find these low health bars, and it's Light starting to step up. One auto finds Rosie Love, but Saber wants to re-engage with the Abscondum Duck. Does not find it. Breathe has ult coming up, but the Flame Spitter's enough to get it done. Weibo buy their time and find the trade kills, and now it's not where's Waldo, it's where's Wako. He's trying to dash his way from between the waves, gonna get executed.
They always bring the action here. As see, reset.
My God, that's a lot of spears. Root comes across. The rend is not enough. Breathe with that scrap shield does get out. But keep in mind, Weibo, they're going to secure the feats of strength, I believe, off the back.
You have Breathe stuck mid. So I think a poor decision there from Ultra Prime. Good punish by Weibo, and the punish might continue as that's a deep TP.
Oh, Breathe, you're asking for the Galioton. He sends himself to death, and it's slower now with the new teleport. Ultra Prime have a man advantage as they look to play for Mountain Soul. They'll be on Soul Point here if they can grab this dragon, and I just don't know if Weibo can find a way in, except for a Tian Steel Masterclass.
Yeah.
He's certainly looking for it.
That TP from Breathe wasn't it, I fear. And now Rosie Love.
Rosie Love in the background finds the three-man Pop Blossom. Sure, Light Cleanse flashes out of it, but he leaves the rest of his crew to reap the benefits of a great setup from Rosie Love. Ultra Prime are going to wipe it. Sure, the dragon gets one kill back, but it's an ace for Ultra Prime and Mountain Soul Point as its concierge.
And this really starts from Breathe, overplaying his hand, had no equalizer, TPs into the clutches of Wonjong on
game where Weibo are willing to trade valuable turrets.
Wait, what is going on? We have like multiple recalls being counted. We're just giving this. We're going to 6 grub them instead. We're going to go for double Rift Crash and try and take out 3 turrets to trade for Otacon as Silas going to TP top.
Mid lane, tier 3 turret down. Base broken open by Ultra Prime. Voracious Otacon, you can see the 3 floating red orbs.
Otacon buff on your back. You have a team with even Callista, Alt, and Nico in, Pop Blossom. It's your time to go, man. See what you can get done against Weibo as you try and find this upset.
Zhang only going to test his tanky ability into these 2 AP dealers as he wants to cover the tier 2 turret, but he just gets melted through. Gets his revive. Hong on the other side is going to be caught. He doesn't get to go back to bases.
Deal with that. So again, I think Ultra Prime, next 5-10 minutes of this game, going to be so strong on the map.
Weibo continuing life left in it. We'll see how well Ultra Prime wants to use it as Rosie Love. He's disguised as a minion. He's going to flash over Xiaohu. They're going all in for Breathe, and they burn through his health bar. So another pick found by those pivotal ARB keys as they knock down the mid 1 turret behind it as well.
So far, Ultra Prime's been playing this real well, and fight breaks out.
That was a hijacked depth charge onto Hong. It's a taste of his own medicine. They're not able to pick off the Weibo support. Xiaohu going to step up on his own. Light was not there. He's now sprinting his way towards mid lane to catch the wave as Hong does have a catch of his own, but Junhao, maybe not the target he wants, as he'll try and return to sender, and Heart breaks him to get the reset. Xiaohu trying to kite back Tian, pulled back in by the stolen Nautilus, and now Xiaohu has no more frontline Breathe. They're trying to hurdle under their own tier 1 turret, but it's more picks for Ultra Prime, and they're starting to corner and corral the solo lanes for Weibo. The Pop Blossom too low of his health bar for Xiaohu. He goes down. Breathe falls to Wako. It's only Light left up, and the light goes dim. Ace for Ultra Prime and a barren turn as well.
It was a one-way trip to nothing, and Junhao finds the punish in the back half, able to get the resets onto Weibo. Clean
want to win this game.
And they're set up really well now with this Baron. They're going to get so much standing gold on the map and also up and find a good engage.
Not the greatest equalizer. Tian and Xiaohu are able to just walk that one off as Hong goes for another hook that might just cause his demise. Not in position to go for these plays. There we go.
Nautilus moment, man. You're behind. You got no stats, and Hong's in a couple spots that he shouldn't be in, and Ultra Prime is punishing.
They have Red and Smite power, so Tian should have no shot at the steal. He's going to get close enough, but if they time it up right, it should be Elder for Ultra Prime. Bullet Time's coming across. Pop Blossom from Rosie Love is fantastic once again, and with the Elder add to accent it, we are done and dusted with Game 2. Another flawless ace, and Ultra Prime are up 1-1 to shock Weibo Gaming.
Dude, Ultra Prime came to play today, man. Like, Game 1, I don't know if we were really excited enough for what that game was. Kind of my fault, because I was calling out the Ambessa was going to be a game breaker later on. That was the case. But, man, this game, Ultra Prime, they were down 6 grubs. But they stuck to their guns, took these dragons. And Rosie Love and Junhao did a great job of opening up space for their carries with some of these engages. Shout out to Wonjung as well. Really sound on the galley. What was a good game for them. Called it out going into this one, Slayer. If there's any draft that Ultra Prime can try and take a win, I thought it was this one. And they did so successfully. Going to be Tian Pantheon. It is a special for Tian way back when, but I'm just interested to see how this shakes out. I'm hopeful.
Hopeful indeed. Talia going to be the R5 pick here for Junhao. Okay. So that has been, I've heard whispers that, oh, excuse me.
Really like the soft counter to try and split things up in fights, but overall, yeah, I do like Weibo's draft.
Tian sets up the charm well through Saber's flash. Xiaohu positions it perfectly, and the one tried and true thing through 3 games so far, Xiaohu finding himself leads in mid lane.
Yeah, and can't get away from that point and click stun from the Pantheon. No stones able to even be put down by Saber. I don't know if they were on cooldown on the ground or not, but just couldn't react to that one in time. Will be first blood going over.
Tian got that. That is a scuttle for Tian, and now Junhao just might be dead here. Charm full combo. Xiaohu expertly flashes over the seismic shove to grant that second kill for himself. Saber trying to throw those stones back out to get Tian very low. Running out of damage, though. Can he cut down the angle in time? Tian does not have the right turret to go back to, so Saber will find himself.
Can really shake up the game. Especially when you pair that with a Pantheon. Once you get 6, able to attack the side lanes. Really nice start here for Xiaohu in the mid lane. As Wonjung
might just get his health bar completely demolished. Does have to burn the flash, so praised him for his ability to sneakily grab XP in some avenues.
He's down TP, so that's a tempo killer for him.
Saber's just dead.
Yep.
Wow. Difficult to hold this.
But if they show on to breathe, that means the grubs are pretty much gone. Because it would be too much time for Junhao to get back. I think that's the bet that Breathe's taking, and we'll see if he can get out.
Yeah, he's really risking it. Flashed for it all. Counter-strike up. Going to get the stun. Hop back over to his pink ward. He's just buying time here. He does get Saber to swing over as well as Junhao gets the kill.
Making sure that they get the top side prio. Will be the first grubs going over to Weibo. This is matched by the dragon being taken by Junhao.
Another big Granite just knock up. Rosie Love wants the smoke, though. Goes right back in onto Hong. Ignite dropped. Both supports limping away.
Still, objectives going to be taken. It is Tian that's first on the play with that chunk being up towards the top lane, too. Tian can look to dive. Pantheon, so strong in this early game with that point-and-click stun and the damage you get, especially from that passive. A lot of pressure being put down onto Wako. And those first 3 grubs already being put to use. As that's 4 plates off the top lane turret. A lot of gold in White's pockets.
Weibo Gaming are...
So Wonjung has the option between both.
Oh, it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. Tian, I mean, it's rinse and repeat, deja vu, however you want to describe it. A lot more healthy, and this might just be those feats of strength coming down. How much do Ultra Prime want to sacrifice just to keep those away from Weibo? Because those health bars are blinking. Rosie Love and Wako. I don't know if you can stay here.
They can't, but Saber has ult. He's trying to make his way up, but this is a Demolish coming through. That should pretty much be the turret. We'll see if Saber wants to pop the R. As, yeah, it's interesting. That said, grubs are being taken. Probably focus on this.
Ooh, Rosie Love. There's a good solar flare. Tian tries to use his shield to block a ton of damage, but snap engage from Ultra Prime will stop too many mites coming out from WBG Gaming. They'll
Pressure's still on. They're playing out their grub advantage well by pressuring two lanes.
Xiaohu at it again. He is vicious. Got it pretty low. Hong finds it out. Light coming over. This could cost Ultra Prime. They'll secure the Dragon, but their flank is being covered, and Xiaohu is coming in for more kills. First one down on Junhao. Rosie Love should be next to fall. Knock up from Hong, and boy, did that Dragon cost Ultra Prime. It might cost him even more here with Wonjong.
Yeah, he does have flash. No ult, though, and Xiaohu still 3 charges of ult, using them well.
I mean, it's precision execution after precision execution.
This one in. TN has just done nothing but excellent things in terms of punishing Saber, getting Xiaohu ahead.
They've massacred my boy.
You know what? Sometimes they just have to do that to our boys, sadly.
Oh, first Weaver's Wall of the game from Saber. Seismic shove onto Hong, but he's safe.
Good to see some people putting that in their build path, but I don't know if we need to do it on Jax.
Ooh, Hong caught by another Seismic shove. Good engage from Rosie Love, but they just don't have enough juice in the tank, and now the Weibo turn comes out. Junhao does block Xiaohu's charm through the Crescent Guard, but they are not winning the health bar battle, and here comes the Grand Starfall. Tien is flying on in, and Rosie Love's down. Wako has to cleanse one stun, kite himself back, but they leave Saber to the wasteland. Kill secured by Light. Ultra Prime are scattered. And
Ultra Prime have not had great responses. Hung, yeah, he's like kind of caught here, but you still have ult, so he just walks on out. The TP from Wonjong is a little bit late. And then with how far behind you are, Tien just gets to open up a beautiful Grand Starfall.
Shot barrage means nothing. I mean, Rosie Love falls for a second time, and Weibo, I think they're starting to limit tests here a bit as you see Hong get caught going a little advantages in gold and neutral objectives. Ultra Prime looking for a bit of a bite back here. Xiaohu forced to use his quickness, or Spirit Rush, excuse me, to get away from that Seismic shove.
That'll do. Now, I'm kind of curious. They're actually hitting the Dragon.
Ooh, Weaver's Wall. It's going to trap Tien, but I don't think Saber wants that smoke. Once again, they just can't really go for these engages. Ultra Prime are too far behind, and it's allowing for Weibo to just sit back, relax, and claim kill after kill. Next one going to be Wako as he's bopped by the Jax with the frozen fists. Wonjong dodging away from these rockets. He'll escape, but it's another win for Weibo. It's been all wins for Weibo in this game 3.
Yeah, again, Ultra, I'm looking at this Dragon like, okay, we're hitting this, we're starting this. We sent the support back to base, and that's what we're going to go off of. Unfortunately, that's just kind of the state of the game that Ultra Prime's in. They're forced to make bad decisions because things are not getting better for them, and things only continue to get better for Weibo as they are too far ahead for Ultra Prime to be taking the fights where they are too far behind. So top inner fall or top inner
really pump out ludicrous damage.
Yeah, I will say I do like the Witch Bane.
I'm curious to see here as Ultra Prime are as far behind as they've always been. I'll have to hold that point as we have another Grand Starfall. Tien doesn't get stunned up by the Solar Flare and then jumps back in, layering the stuns here. True Shot Barrage rakes across Weibo, taking a ton of damage, but they're able to prevail, and who else but Xiaohu just eviscerating the entire line created by Ultra Prime, and that's a clean as an ace, and the man himself who did it for Weibo Gaming.
All right, Tien MVP or Xiaohu MVP?
I mean, it's 1,000% Xiaohu, and I don't.
Okay. I'm sad for Tien. I feel like I gotta give it to Tien based on the Pantheon. That's it. Like, this guy picked Pantheon and just went full Mantheon mode as he just destroyed mid and destroyed the game. And Weibo destroyed the base of Ultra Prime before the new Baron could even spawn. Dominating win from them.
21.5 minutes, all that's needed. Nearly masterful MVP earning blitz performance from an LPL support in a Game 4 to clinch a series. Are we here once more? Is that Feather or Hong?
Was that Feather? Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
Hong
Feather.
he was known for his hook champions when he first joined the LPL.
Make dividends continues as Hook's going to land through those minions like you talked about, Cubby, and Wako. He has barrier up, but I don't know if they will prevent the first blood. One more rocket. Oh, the ignite is a tick too short. And Wako once again escapes certain doom. And it's Breathe that's going to fall. First blood. Thought it was gifted a Weibo. It's Ultra Prime that grab it towards Feats of Strength.
Wonjong's up in experience. You can see almost up a full level after the solo kill from Breathe. Did have 6 to Breathe's 5. Some of that was from the lane swap early on. Breathe stayed mid to soak XP from mid, but missed out on the solo lane. Bot set behind, Wonjung able to cash in. Meanwhile, RosieLove gonna get chased down.
They're gonna follow it. They're gonna flash. You can tell Hong and Light really wanted to kill. Sometimes we have to break down. We have to learn the breakdowns first too. All right.
I'm in my head.
Dragon, like you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm top lane resources. They matter a lot.
Here we go.
Oh, TP coming in.
Yeah,
Good
Junhao flashes over the wall. Lamb's respite gonna drop as he's the lowest one. Gonna be a man advantage for Weibo as Xiaohu's coming in, and Junhao has to be left to the Wolves. Or maybe just Tien grabs that kill. Weibo build a bit more gold in their early lead.
Yeah, that priority not being on Dragon does lead to some more kills here for Weibo. And at least matching the jungler there. You have Tien getting out on the map, able to get there first. Is a good flash from RosieLove to get out of the Super Mega Death Rocket. From Light will save his life.
Those flashes, man, they're coming off cooldown for these
Bree's
two
dead.
bottom laners. Breathe is dead. Mini, does it get him executed? All right, I mean,
Nice.
it's costly for the flash, but you at least don't give gold. RosieLove, that is a blitzcrank with combos up. He's going to hold the hook, land it. Xiaohu is here. Gifted a free kill.
And the important thing, the Dragon, why? Feats of Strength, 2 out of 3, already secured for Weibo. Up here to try and secure it. We'll see if we get a fight. Tien does have ult up.
Oh, flash right on top of Xiaohu. Gets over the shockwave with his own flash just to get him out of safety, into safety's waiting arms. Hong's hook goes wide. There is a big Bard ultimate to slide up onto Light, who has to flash himself back, and Wonjong does not take any damage currently. Hong flashing to safety. Xiaohu now being hunted down by Wonjong's Udyr. Picks up the first kill, but Breathe finds himself a trade with Light behind him. Rocket to the face, and it's Light unleashed. Finally for Weibo Gaming. Couple more rockets could find the kills onto both.
And Wonjung nowhere to help heal for his backline that was already in tough shape and ends up going down as he overextends himself. A lot of gold goes over to Tien off that.
The Grubs do split 3-3, so nobody gets that. It's actually a monster gain for Ultra Prime as a Hong hook throws Wonjung under the turret. Luckily, he's the tankiest member of Ultra Prime and walks away limping, but to survive. So, Rocket downtown. That is online, and Light has arrived to the series. We've been asking for that big-time AD carry moment. Might be this game, but a tempered fate from RosieLove is going to stun up too. Hong, the target of most of the damage, gets another good Bard stun from RosieLove. So, trade back, a bit of revenge there for Ultra Prime support.
Still, a lot of this, I mean, there was a war for first brick. Yes, blood does go over in favor of Ultra Prime, but that brick went over in favor of Weibo. Again, important for the feats of strength, as they already have 2 out of the 3 monster objectives secured. So any more that go over to them is big. And Junhao, you know, that red buff looked tasty. It actually went over to Light, which is a bummer.
Another turret going down. Just what Weibo have been dominating the most at this series.
That's very fair. Kind of why they have to neutralize it with the Udyr, you know?
Yeah.
Him just being as tanky as he is he's going to get the flash from Hong. That is a valuable flash, as Blitz can do a lot of unique plays with that. And Herald will be picked up, so feats of strength will be decided by the next monster objective. That said,
Xiaohu needed an extra wave to even get this tier 1 turret down. Wonjung will fly over to catch the wave. He does have teleport. A lot of pings coming down.
Uncontested. Yeah, so Ultra Prime, Wonjung stay top. Out is good. Just the struggle at the moment is they do see Wako. He's yet to reset, and for me, that's really where Weibo should think about starting.
Here we go. How quickly can they get Light that first kill? Breathe flying on in for a big gnarl. Does not line it. Tien is chasing down Wako, has no way to dodge out on the paranoia damage, and Light is untouched. Sure, you throw down the Lamb's respite, but it just sets up the meat grinder that is Light.
Throughout his career, this scatter is just beautiful, man. Later in the fight, he's got to get back into it with a TP, but at the start, things are okay. Breathe kind of whiffs the engage, but Wako not resetting puts him in such a tough spot for this fight. He is completely
through it on their own. Probably have about 2 more minutes of this revive. They've got bot waves shoving into inhibitor turrets. Mid tier 2 soon to fall as well. Just a masterclass. Weibo have really
overdrive. It reduces the slow when you have Swifties. And also with the feats of strength, extra power for Swifties grants you extra move speed when, I believe, you do damage or heal someone. So really, really useful on Blitzcrank. It really helps keep that threat of
nerfs the hook from Blitzcrank. Breathe and Mega might look to get a little crazy here. They don't have the Octagon Revive. Does jump into Junhao, forces the flash out of him. That's a well-timed blast cone, though, as Breathe gets to safety. Lights go out. Where's Tien going? Well, he's going for the one guy they cornered. Wanzhong left by his team. Dropped off the tanky member for Ultra Prime down. And Weibo looking for more here. With Baron available up towards that top river. Tempered Fate down. Does get Light. Into the Shockwave, will not find Light. Perfectly timed flash. Another double Bardstone. Wako's going to step up, trying to get all this feather damage through, but it's just...
Looking like they are putting the finishing touches on this 3-1, which did feature... Honestly, I feel like the few mix and mashing of pieces we saw from Weibo in the back half were pretty good today.
Where is Hong? Where is Xiaohu? All right, we're getting a little crazy with it. Nobody near them. Xiaohu shut down. Wanzhong cutting off Light from really stepping up to try and find these trade kills. It's Tien that forces out the Lamb's Respite, so Junhao should survive. Breathe, I still don't understand how Breathe survived this long. Might actually get a kill onto Saber. Tien dies and falls, but it sets up who else but Light. Hits the zap as a fadeaway after nailing down the Udyr. And 1, 2, 3, zap again. Not going to land, but Light is forcing all of Ultra Prime back. We were waiting for the Light special, the difference maker. And boy, has he shown up when it mattered most here. Supers with Baron pouring into the Ultra Prime base, and Light's looking for more.
Yeah, I have no idea how Weibo found themselves. It motivated him to do that. But hey, you know what? Respect to Breathe. He followed up the team captain of Midday, and he was like, if my mid's doing something crazy, you know what, Slayer? I figured it out. They got Wako's flash out before the Baron fight. They thought it was still down. It's got to be it.
Oh, Rocket. Oh, barely goes wide, and Tien takes a ton of damage here. Lamb's Respite out. Healing comes across, and Saber's just deleted it. Xiaohu pressing R, and now the finishing touches are put down by Weibo Gaming in the form of rocket barrages from Light over and over and over again. He nearly executes Wako in his own fountain. This matchup started out as a love story on social media, but ends in a heartbreaking breakup as Weibo claim the series 3-1.
That narrative in the last two games as... you know, we did spend a lot of time talking about jungle support. Really feel like Tien and Hong, two of the new faces for Weibo, can be the ones to really step up and provide the spark that this team needs. We think could be really good for them given the carries and the solo laners that they have on this roster. You know, we saw Tien dominate Game 3, saw Hong really make his mark on his Blitzcrank in that Game 4. So again, a lot of positives that you can take away if you are a Weibo fan in the back half, even if you weren't too thrilled with how close games were against Ultra Prime earlier on in that series.
It's the LPL, and especially early, it can get kind of mixy, it can get a little chaotic. The important thing is that the Weibo prevail, headline being 2-0. It will virtually, unless Group B gets a little crazy, this should virtually lock Weibo into that next stage of Split 1. But talking about the jungle support, like you mentioned, I think the last two games illustrate it so eloquently. That Game 3 win, it was Tien as the setup. The damage, like you're talking about, the carry of Xiaohu coming through with it. This game, it's the other half of that engaged setup, the other half of that damage dealing. It's Hong's Blitzcrank constantly finding advantages for Light, and then him on the Jinx, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3 on those rockets to bring it home. That is how Weibo Gaming are going to be ultra competitive in the LPL.
Yeah, fortunately for Light and Weibo, there were a lot more than just 3 rockets going out too. In that, a lot of clicks and fire coming down from Light. But hey, honestly, again, like for Weibo, some positives. Ultra Prime, also some positives. We saw Rosie Love really kind of struggle in Demacia Cup. Saw Junhao struggle in Demacia Cup. Saw some better looks from them today. Still don't think we saw a great game 3 or 4 from either of them, but hey, at least that game 2, you can always take that, say, hey, we beat a legit LPL team with a comp that, you know, we were able to press our R keys, go in, make plays. They did so. So hopefully they can take that and somewhat run with it as they try and stay competitive in this group.
Lots to take away. I'm with you there, Cubby. Takeaways, though, into our final potential player of the game. It's, you know, I will hear the Hong arguments as the setup guy this game, but a Deathless Jinx performance, it's just going to take it.
Yeah, probably. I think this one can go to Light, and that's okay. He had some really good zaps and rockets in there, and just really didn't miss position. I don't think he was pressured all too much, but didn't miss position. And yeah, I mean, that's what happens. Like, I really just don't like the Xayah pick on 3. I think that you're just signing up to get outranged in that game. and you got to find something that at least match the range or pressure the Jinx, which was not done. I think it was a Jhin angle for sure, just to help set up Kindred, at least be able to outrange, buy some space, and help other people get in there. Instead, no, go Xayah. Syndra ends up finding her way into the draft. You're incredibly outranged in both mid and AD, and saw that really provide difficulties for Ultra Prime in that game 4.
Even if it's not Jhin, I think that is no spot better to lean towards one of those mages, mostly because you locked Kindred in the jungle, right? You don't have a marksman worry, so why not go for a Hui here or a Ziggs? I know both are kind of immobile and can be under threat of this Nocturne sort of Blitzcrank combination, but so is a Xayah, so it's an evil nonetheless. We get a look at the post game here, and yeah, it's just Weibo waking up after that Ultra Prime loss. It's pretty similar, a little bit longer of a game, but Weibo in dominating fashion.
Yeah, and worth noting that with this win, Weibo locked themselves for playoffs. So really important that they were able to actually pick this one up. Look to, of course, take the 3-0 group and try and help themselves with the seeding in that. But still really solid performance, especially from the bot lane the last game from Weibo. Really nice to see the mid jungle step up, and then the bot lane step up and just dominate a game in that game 3 and 4. Again, a lot of positives to take away. I think wave 3, they forced the Ultra Prime bot lane off, and man, it really felt like things were one-sided from there.
Weibo, one-sided after they got themselves reacclimated. Seeing the highlights of this one, love the cinematic love for Hong. And Xiaohu, in these moments, right, there are players of his caliber that have been legendary in the game for so long. They have those feared champions, and I think it was so awesome that we got to see his Syndra to close out this series. It truly is one of a kind. Even after a rework, meta shifts, it's always reliable for this guy.
Even him role swapping, still able to pilot at the top lane, you know? I mean, when it comes to Syndra and Lucian, like Xiaohu, him on those two champions, unbelievable. This was the play that for me was just ballistic from him. Just the TPN, the angle that he finds on the scatter. Yes, he's late to the fight, but he was there honestly right in time just to follow up on everything else. And as Spike goes down, he waits for his moment, sets things up, and make sure he takes everyone down. Shout out to Breathe too. Actually, Breathe had a really nice wall up in there. Set it up. I missed that the first time around, Slayer. Good to have more replays in here.
We love replays.
And then we're going to see Xiaohu lose his mind, you know?
Yeah, I think, that is like the most Syndra thing to do, right? Is once you like scale up and you have like a couple items behind you, you get to that 100 slitter mark where you get to execute on that already over-torqued Unleash Power. You kind of can do this thing where if you flash and hit a Q, you can ult Nady carry and they don't get to play the game. So I got to think that's what Xiaohu was trying to do to send that message to Wako.
Yeah, I think that they were trying to track Wako's flash. They just failed to. That's my one logical explanation as to why we saw Xiaohu lose his mind. But you know what? Made for an interesting fight for us, Slayer. So we can't complain here in the LPL as we continue to cruise through our group stage. At least one team out in this group, and we'll see if we can lock any more here pretty soon. I'm not exactly sure what the schedule is, but of course, these best of fives, I mean, I've never seen a season start with just raw, straight up best of fives. Heroes draft right off the bat. And it has made for some very interesting games.
It's feast or famine, put up or shut up, whatever metaphor, analogy you want to throw out. That is how, brutal this LPL split can be for some. So fun for us to watch as we get one more look at our dashing LPL casters.
Looks like Alistar is going to be the final lock-in here. Not as strong as Renata or Nautilus at preventing dive, but can be if played correctly. Another similar way to shut that down if you can get some knockups there under first few grubs, or at least the very first one, as they have the positional advantage right now. Ju has ult.
Yeah, he is not going to quite find Ju there, who is able to get himself out of the way. That is 2 grubs going on over to Nongshim. I don't think they're going to be able to get the Feat of Strength points here, as Pioshik's able to smite. Top side, looks like the Dragon is going to be successfully secured here by the DN Freaks, which is
and a fight. Here comes Kingen.
All right, Bulldog making his way over on a flank angle. That is an immediate cleanse from Berserker, but now he's got even more issues. He does try and get himself out of the way, but that is first blood going over to the Ziggs. The Cyclone's doing a whole bunch of work, though, as the Akali's on the board. Lahen's with that level 6, but into the backline goes Dudu. Lahen's still keeping himself alive, but can Dudu say the same thing? The answer is yes. He was bailed out. Didn't even need it, as Gideon's going to bite the dust. And Bulldog sitting on 2-0 to start this one off.
Really huge play here for Bulldog. Picks up a ton of money. Already was ahead of his counterpart in Fisher, as Fisher's been kind of trying to clean up the map a little bit here, but now finds himself over 1,000 gold the advantage. And a lot of this fight was really decided by Pioshik's fantastic ult. Straight through the center of everybody. A lot of resources used on the Berserker as
Bulldog
Fisher.
is just possibly going to do it again. Fisher has to flash and ult and press every button that he has, and he just teleported down there. Oh dear, Dudu is going to suffer the same fate, but he's going to die. I think Gideon's probably still fine with how this one's going, especially the CS situation, as now Kingen could be in trouble. The Dudu's revenge is swift, and it is dangerous. Another Nimbus Strike does come in, and Dudu's dashing around will be able to pick up that kill. So it takes them a little bit of time, but they Bulldog on a bit of a flank angle. Pioshik gets into the pit. Let's see whether he can steal this one away. He's done these before, but Gideon is going to be able to lock it down. But now, the perfect execution. Let's see whether it's going to work. He's straight into... There's also an Ambassador up there, so it looks like it is going to be that feat of strength being picked up by DNF. So that's one apiece. To get this down.
It's close. I think
no, it's done. Yeah, Kingen is going to be able to take it. The power of Jace will grab that first turret blood, and I think that's a blunder here for DNF. I mean, because they had the Herald. Yeah, Kingen down. As Lahen's going to be able to spot out Pioshik, gets that flash. Headbutt not exactly early enough, though. The Warrior Tricks are going to come on through, and there's the handshake. Lahen's may just be dead here, does heal. Trying to keep himself healthy. The bouncing bombs, and all of these minefields are real dangerous. As the ulti not necessarily working, Dudu dashing around this fight. They've got him right where they want him. Kingen going to be going down first as Bulldog diving forward. Land's going to get knocked up. In fact, there's a triple hostile takeover from Life onto everyone. Fisher trying to keep them into position, but now it's Dudu looking to try and tidy this one up, and I think he's got the dashes to do it. Or at least the dashes.
Won't be able to take this fast enough at this stage of the game, so they do their due diligence, check it out, set up vision, then take the dragon, and will now rotate back over.
Yeah, Jude is trying to get a little bit of space here with this mid lane as the ulti does come through. Bulldog looking to make his way up as Life could be in trouble, but instead they turn their attention towards the Akali, who gonna be able to flash out of the way, and oh no, there's the Mega Inferno Bomb, and it grabs two with the help of King and Shock Blast. It looked like he'd almost made the great escape, but instead he was dead. Although they're not going to have their mid-outer turret.
No, certainly not. I mean, that's the consolation prize here for DNF after this exchange, but picking up Otacon is going to feel nice. It's not a composition that necessarily utilizes... Yeah, he does have teleport. See if he wants to just head to the top lane, or if he just...
40 gold and a blood pedal in exchange for an outer turret. Well,
yeah.
Not great.
That's the trade deal meme.
Oh, wait. Two turrets, actually.
Yeah. I receive... This deal keeps getting worse all the time. Lando Calrissian's got something to say about that, man.
Oh, well, this is actually maybe 3 turrets, Atlas.
Well, there's the Glacial Prison going wide. Let's see whether Life can actually find an angle here. He just gets knocked up immediately, but he's pretty tanky. Okay, they're sending him all home. And it looks like Gideon wants to go home as well. He's like, damn, I'm so tanked. But yeah, they're all just going to go for a bit of a re-
4 turrets, Atlas!
Yeah. So they throw themselves all at an inhibitor turret and successfully not die, but die.
Yeah.
It's beautifully done.
It's a nice withdrawal. Retreat after killing 3 turrets. Now the inhibitor is open. Gio is going to TP to the mid lane.
Ooh, Lahen's going to get the flash out of Berserker. Has to invest his own, as now Fisher looking for a bit of an angle. Look, Pioshik, he's going to come down. Life not going to quite find it because Fisher's able to flash his way out of there. There's Dudu also dancing around this fight. That hostile takeover was not the one that Life was looking for, and Pioshik cannot find the reason.
What we've seen from Ziggs in the LCK, where he gets a ton of plates and or turrets early, and it's really uncomfortable for this Kalista.
Oh, ulti going to come through here from Fisher really nicely, picking out Bulldog here, even though he's in his shroud, as that was a weird flash, but it actually worked. The Shuriken backflip, keeping him alive for so long, but there are a lot of bad guys in that area. There we go, they're just pushing the jungler out of the area. See, Life looking for an opportunity, finds a handshake onto Gideon. Berserker finally being able to actually do something, but unfortunately, Life can't quite get that Fate's Call to go far enough, and Fisher really needs like an extra couple of Teemos on that queue to start hitting a few more of them. And now Berserker taking matters into his own hands. I don't know about this one. However, he is able to flash his way out. The bailout's going to come on through. Does he have the Rens available? He does not. Lance gets a 3-man knock-up with that Pulverize. It's gorgeous. And Nongshim,
I was talking about, you got to close the gap somehow. He knows he has bailout, and I think that was the closest to a successful fight he was ever going to get. He was like, I'm taking this game into my hands, and it almost was able to set them up a pick, right? It was fairly close,
yeah.
But you could just see the problems of the composition in that moment, encapsulated in his attempt there to kind of just kamikaze his way through. But
it is a bear inhibitor in the mid lane, so Nongshim can get 2 right here as Berserker taking so much damage. There's the Glacial Prison. Knockups are coming through, though the hostile takeover is so good, and Berserker keeps himself alive. They take down the turret. Is now Dudu getting into the backline. He flashes on top of Jiu. That is so much money, and Dudu may have just saved it for the DN Freaks. Kingen going to be going down. He cannot stand against 5. Create a fish in a barrel scenario. Man, how did no one get hit by that?
Yeah,
kind of
that's so
crazy.
weird.
As Berserker going in again. All right, Kingen could be in trouble. Mega Inferno Bomb not really doing too much as they take down the Jace. Dudu just trying to keep himself alive. Bulldog diving into the backline as well. The flash on top of the Ziggs, and the main man is down. It's now Fisher that's in trouble as he has created enough space. The knockups are good from Lahens, but they've lost all the damage. And Berserker's still on full health. This guy's a madman. As Bulldog getting on in there, he should be able to take down Fisher here, finding the 5-point strikes. And unfortunately, that Soul has to rebind. Even goes Golden to get the style points. Berserker's going to grab himself a Cloud Soul, and this game is back around again.
Yeah, now there's no wave set up here for them to just rush down and start pushing to end the game or even to threaten an inhibitor just yet. 50 seconds on Fisher, though, means that they will be attached to him, and he's got this many items. He just can do almost no wrong.
Yeah,
and that's Baron.
Oh, gets out of the way.
I don't know if they're going to get it. I mean, they're going to get this mid turret at least. That's gold, but more than gold, they need super minions here, I feel.
Across the rift, and the Elder is on the map. All right, there's the flash. Cyclone right on top of Jiwoo. He's going to have to flash to get himself out of there. Now Gideon all on his lonesome, but he's real tanky. Going to be able to survive at least for now. 2k damage here for Berserker to start this one off, and they've started the Elder.
You having blue buff here from that global blue is actually super huge for him as well.
Look at this flank from Bulldog. This is real scary. They've turned on him immediately. He can go into the Shroud, but he's almost just dead. But into the backline goes Dudu. He's headbutted out of there, but everyone is just piling on top. The hostile takeover doesn't do enough, but it does something, and DNF are just going to be flashing after them. Kingen looking to go down, and we thought that this was in the bag for Nongshim, and DNF said, "Now, hold my bailout. We're going to kill you all."
Everything put into Jiu there, and it looked like maybe he was going to be punishing Bulldog, but he steps one step too far forward. He's the one who goes down, and Berserker says, "I've lost interest in killing the champions. I'm killing the Elder."
Yep, and Dudu is just, going to be trying to take them down in their base, and that is going to be successful. First inhibitor going to go down, the inhibitor turret, and the Nexus turret's going to be following. This dragon is angry, and it's hungry, and it's not going to be eating more for dinner tonight. Instead, it's going to have to settle for a Nexus and a couple of turrets. DNF, man, what a slobber knocker of a game. And they are going to be the victors here in just game 1. So if it's just the Nocturne and Orianna, it's genius.
As it turns out, though, there seem to be a few other champions, though. On the
line. Don't complicate things, Wolf. How dare you. That is going to be life locking in the Rel, the first grub, so no feats of strength are going to be taken down here. And he can just flash out of the way if he'd like to. Instead, he decides to just go in. And that seems like a good idea because Fisher is in a whole host of trouble. Bulldog going to be able to throw down the command dissonance and picks up the kill with a command attack. They take down the Nocturne in the end as Gideon has to flash to get himself out of the way. And Jiwoo's made his way in. 3 versus 3 now, but the ulti comes through from Dudu, gets the flash out from Jiwoo there as well. And man, it is chaos, but it's working out for DNF.
Yeah, in terms of flash, very quiet game with not a lot of action. It was like very short amount of action, but no death, and then it was just back.
Notice the Paranoia back off cooldown once again. I think that Pyoshik is looking for an opportunity here, but it is Nongshim being able to lock down at least one of them. Life goes in. There's the Paranoia. They do get the flash out from Fisher. Gravity Field not really doing too much as Bulldog has to flash himself out of the way. The ulti from Gideon gets him in there, and Bulldog nowhere to run and will be taken down. Pyoshik the same fate.
Both sides of the fight while one of the carries gets pushed out, but this is going to be a plate going over to Fisher on top of 3 grubs going over.
Try and steal away a Brambleback. You can see Bulldog going to get pulled over. Life is here as well, but Berserker, he can Killer Instinct in. Lehens finds the angle there as Life gets the Magnet Storm over the wall with the Acathian Rain, and Berserker's able to lock down the kill onto the Victor. You can see now, wants to find the opportunity and gets in there. The Feather Storm comes down though. Does he have the Feather Pull? The answer's no. As Berserker looking to try and dash his way out with that supercharge, but the Audacious Charge is going to be better, and it's a double kill for Gideon.
He is, but in this case, if he had a little bit more restraint, it probably would have turned out better for them.
Yeah, I could imagine. But this is, so far, not now to collect themselves another one. That is a 4th as far as these objectives are concerned. It's not Earth, Wind, and Fire, so that's a little bit of a shame. And the Rift Herald does go down. That'll be secured here by Gideon. You can put that down wherever he likes. Sundered Sky almost has Black Cleaver completed as well as, okay, Paranoia comes in. They're going to get the combo, but can they get the kill? That's the question. The answer is yes, they absolutely can.
Well, it turns out
Feels like a legitimate carry threat, but Xin Zhao, I think, can still really get some carrying done.
as well, so feeling really good about that. Is okay.
Oh, I've seen this movie before! This time it's going to be a slightly different version. This one is look a bit like Volibear if you, like, squint your eyes.
Well, you know, I was waiting to use this one. Like, seriously, all I can see is a Protoss, so I should have been my prep for the season. That's true.
Yeah, she's a bit upset.
I'm in trouble.
Gun has been started. Vision being delivered, and Lehens is on a flank angle.
But it's so far away for Bulldog.
Oh, Berserker is going to get caught out. They all just dive on top of him. There's the ulti and the flash out, though, and the Chaos Storm comes down, and the 3-man Shockwave is gorgeous. Once again, Fisher is dead, and this time Dudu is on the perfect flank angle. Oh, Atakan, that guy, he really does kill some teams. And it's going to happen once again as DNF, they'll be able to take him down.
I thought initially it was Bulldog's teleport on the flank there, but it was actually Dudu. Like, we talked about how all the money's on Xin Zhao, but also the main big damage dealer, the safe damage dealer in the Victor, is just so far behind.
Yeah, it's not feeling too safe as they catch him once again. Down he goes. And remember, they get a free ticket home. That's precisely what they want. Life's going to dive back in, gets the Magnus. Oh my god, the damage is revolting. Dudu's under about 7 turrets. And he's just going to take the money at the top of the screen though, and I'm thinking, nah, probably not. And we're going to see it again. Oh god, this time it's the Xayah that's taken out. Jiwoo didn't really know what was going on. The lights were off and then his lights were out. It's possibly Baron time.
I think it's pretty reasonable to do Baron here. Yeah, I would really give you that one.
Wow.
Yeah, let's see the damage taken. I'm surprised Fisher is lower, though.
He doesn't have enough health bar to take that much damage.
It's just like current StarCraft 2 balance. Pross is underpowered.
It all goes back to that. All right, Pyoshik taking so much damage from this Baron, as we can see. Dudu going to have to help out with that one, I think, as now Kingin could be in trouble. He eats a whole bunch of the CC, but Fisher, he eats a slowy wall, and he doesn't really want to. The Chaos Storm doing a lot of work here, but the Magnet Storm is going to do the same thing. Maybe an overstep, though, as he's taken out. Berserker getting into that back line. Gideon might be going down again, and yes, he does. There's no damage to take him out, and it's 2 going into the hands of the Kaiser, and now Kingin is surrounded by DNF boys. Jiwoo trying to make his way back, and he does manage to get a few of these. The Feather Storm comes through, but Dudu, oh, the Feather Pull is gorgeous.
Oh, then Bulldog also flashes, but doesn't get the kill.
Pyoshik has the ultimate, and Jiwoo doesn't have his, and he's dead. Oh, but the feathers! Yeah, the feathers taken out. Okay, so Pyoshik solo the Baron, and it's worth it, my guy. Wait, how did he?
I'll have to go watch it on YouTube later. Because he flashes and then doesn't get the okay.
Yeah, sorry, we have to come out of it. A little bit of a shame. Is Fisher? Do we need to see? I mean, he's probably dead again. Okay, Gravity Field goes down.
That Dragon is dead.
Yeah, Dragon is definitely dead, and it's going to be DNF that deny the soul. And so once again, we are going to remain with. It's going down so incredibly fast.
Might be gone.
Yeah, the teleport is a little late, you could say. As now Pyoshik, yeah, no opportunity. Still hasn't even.
Yeah, like every time I die, I like ping the Nocturne Oriana ult.
More items, but it does feel like Jiwoo is going to be able to sort of stand and deliver. Team possibly creating a paranoia target. They can't group up too much. It is very dangerous. Jiwoo taking a lot here from
Dudu on a really fantastic flank as well to set up a big ult.
Yeah, this is such an important moment here for DNF. Can they make the combo actually work? As there's the paranoia. Pyoshik not going to be able to take the Dragon as now Lehens trying to keep them all alive. The Featherstorm has already gone down, and Dudu just wreaking havoc in that backline. Berserker trying to do the same thing. As down to the G8 goes Jiwoo. But this fight is so broken up. It's now Berserker against the world. Can he get it done? Gideon says, no, you cannot. As he flashes on top of him. Not going to be able to do it. That's a double kill, and Fisher is on the board, and we might be going to game 6.
I cannot believe Nongshim are going to win this game. I just can't believe it. And it was a fantastic arm guard there for Fisher. Bought some time. Gio did the heavy lifting. He had the GA. They had everything they needed for this one fight for Ocean Soul. That's where the real tipping point comes through, I suppose. That last big fight earlier on, too, was a huge win for them to grab Baron. And I guess they do it, Atlas. I didn't see it coming.
Well, Life is going to try and stop them. And it's not quite going to work out here. Dudu not going to be able to do enough either. And with the Ocean Soul helping, they're going to be able to take down the Nexus. Nongshim will even out the series. We're going to go to all 6. And the decider is going to be... Never mind. Okay, so this is still a fun one. Still one that... Lehens is extraordinarily good at. Gives them some setup, but I feel like it is like, it's feast or famine here on the side of Nongshim. And the DN Freaks.
Lehens?
Yeah, going to come on over and look to punch Pyoshik here. He punched it. There you go. Spear is going to connect there as well. Pyoshik going to flash, gets out his shield. The flash forward from Gideon. That's first blood. As Bulldog, if he gets a kill here, it could actually be really dangerous despite first blood going on over. But no, he pounces over the wall and he gets himself out of there. The flap comes in. Oh, the flash forward! And Bulldog collects it. Is it worth be able to move forward and look for this one as, okay, Lehen's going to get caught out, knocked up by the kitchen sink, but the Braum just explodes. Okay, trade of supports, but where did Life go?
For DNF because they got Berserker the kill.
Oh no, Fricassee going to connect onto Gideon. Daisy getting mad and going to chase that cat into the brush. Looks like Gideon's going to have to get out of there as, oh no, my money's on Daisy for this one. The explosion of that shield. The flash has to be invested, not even able to pounce over that wall. As, all right, Pyoshik is kind of in no man's land. Spear is going to connect somehow. One more arcade shift going to come on through, but Kingen, he finds the flank angle. The slowest flap of your life there for Bulldog ain't gonna save him. And the Lumberjack to the rescue will mean objective number 2 here for Nongshim.
That's right, DNF didn't get any of these grubs, so it's gonna be 6 grubs for Nongshim, so denying all of the grubs from the Jacks as well as getting that second objective for feats of strength that you mentioned. Now they just need to get this Dragon bottom side, and they get feats of strength, so this is a huge...
items. And Gideon looking to steal stuff away. Dudu is going to find him though, as the blast cone will get Gideon to the wrong direction. Pyoshik will turn up. Lehens trying to offer something as well as the arrow connects! And that is the kill onto the Nidalee. Daisy comes out now. We getting serious. Out scot-free. And after the game that he had previously on the Victor, you cannot really blame him as, oh no, Jiwoo, that was not the arcade shift you were looking for. Concussive blows comes down. The ulti's perfect. Sometimes life comes at you fast, my friend. For Nongshim as the rocket, the rocket, what is it called? It's the hook.
Yeah, rocket grab, right?
Rocket grab. Why did I not remember what grab was? My brain only has room for so many things, apparently, and the Ivern is going to be able to take down the Cloud Drake. Well,
maybe a pick here.
Yeah, Lehens, does he get the hook? No, he doesn't, but man, he gets a flash. And now the follow-up is in. Pyoshik's the one that flashes this time, but unfortunately Bulldog didn't come with an extra charge. And so that is the turret going down at the same time. Dudu's going to try and trade. Dudu's going to split push to his heart's content though. It's actually kind of big. The fact that Dudu can actually be useful in a side lane really be helping out, because if Nongshim are forced to group up to make their composition work, and then it can be a problem. It's all right, Life just going to tank it up. Don't hook Braum. He's got a big door. He doesn't care. Dudu finds the flank angle, and they're going to lock down the Scion, who takes a lot of killing. In fact, maybe too much killing. And finally, he does go down. Berserker with that Q activated, doing a lot of damage, as Jiwoo is able to keep himself safe. And the zombie is not going to do enough at all. And DNF come alive here at 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't fully understand the thought process on this one from Nongshim, but looking for a pick, starting to feel the pressure. They had just taken the Herald. They weren't
going down in favor of Nongshim. Like, you'd expect them to have a bit more control. Instead, Lehens is running away. Gideon's just going to be left out to the Wolves. Or make that the Dragons. His mom comes down and eats him.
That's almost
now,
done.
Yeah, Kingen, what's he tanking for? Nobody else is sticking around. And he is just going to be left out as DNF. I think it looks to me like Nongshim have just kind of ran out of ergs
Yeah.
They ran out of, what to do.
I mean, that's the Bulldog finishing.
And with how good Berserker was in the first game, would he get player of the match?
Right now he's 100.
24 minutes. You feel like that should take a little while longer to come in. But that is just the game states that can bring a priority target in. But as you can see here, Nongshim not pulling the trigger just yet. And it's DNF that are going to do so. Fisher immediately going to get McHale's as Lehens at least gets that one done. I don't know about that one, Dudu, as Mum comes down. But Lehens still going to die. Mum does so much damage. And look at this with the Ivern. This Jax is just immortal. Both of them going golden. Gideon going to get eaten by a dragon. You can see Bulldog going to be able to take him out. Dogs versus cats, I guess. It's going to be Bulldog that comes out on top. And this one is, okay, that's a fully charged Q. Remember, none of them can die, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no.
Like, they've still got out of car.
They have the withdraw, so it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, Dudu saved his life or his withdraw by going for the arm guard to keep himself into the fight because he didn't want to waste time teleporting back in. He had teleport, so if he did die, he could have just come back. He is going to come back right now. And, at this point, I think Bulldog's like, I would like some more.
Yeah. They know exactly where Jiu is as Dudu comes on over. The door just eats the True Shot barrage. This Brom has been such an incredible pick. And they get in there. You can see Kingen trying to utilize that ultimate to lock them down as Lahen's not going to be stealing that one away. That's going to be the Baron secured by Pyoshik. Kingen is now a zombie as Bulldog just trying to flap his way away and will be able to do so. The spear not going to connect. Jiwoo able to offer back a lot of damage here as Dudu does need to be a little bit careful as the Achu just barely not able to get him as, the arrow for the snipe. Doesn't quite get in there.
To be around this smolder, and it's a bad time.
Well, Lehens is going to get a hook onto a Brom, and this time he's dead. Nicely done. So they managed to
Smolder, the game didn't end for like over an hour.
Not to mention the fact that Berserker can do things like this. Now that he has the big old shield, life diving into so many people, but look at the value of the door. It is disgusting how much this does. As Lehens, that rocket punch not doing too much of anything, and now Dudu feeling immortal himself as long as he has that gentleman tree around him. And he's going to go golden there, utilizing that. Zonya's repaired his arm guard quite nicely, but the turret is getting angry, and finally he is going to go down. Bulldog's at full health though, and Nongshim, I think they're losing an inhibitor turret at least, because Berserker is just by himself in the bottom lane.
Yeah, he just doesn't care. They don't even have grubs, but we're at the point of the game where these turrets just don't last long. Aun goes one inhibitor, and a second inhibitor turret will fall. I mean, I suppose there's a world where maybe they could defend this if Berserker was more vulnerable, but he's got flash.
Yeah, Life needs to really save him here, though, because there are a lot of people coming. That's 4. I think Life might be dead, and Berserker is also dead.
Okay.
Hook. So, double kill there for Jiwoo. It is going to be an inhibitor in trade for it.
You mean, like, there's like the... Okay, is it possible? Is Atlas onto something here? Like, anything is throwable.
Well, Life is going to show them the door, and he's going to get hooked in, and he's going to die.
Atlas? DNFs are, they're so scared of starting Baron, somebody getting hooked, and them getting, like, isolated, corralled.
Arrow going to connect there onto Jiwoo, but he does get cleansed immediately. Now Dudu diving into that backline. Fisher in a bit of trouble. Dudu goes golden. Gideon now, he's going to get cleansed as well. Goes golden as well, and now Jiwoo's running out of buttons that he can press. Arcane Shift Flash, not enough as DNF close in. And with the jungler and AD carry both dead, Kingen's going to try and hold on to the wave to keep this game alive. It's not going to work out. Down he goes, and it's Bulldog that's gifted the prize of the kill money. It's completely unnecessary because they're about to take down the Nexus.
Okay, Fisher doing the Faker strat, and Valkyrie's his way to taking out that super minion, but another wave comes through here. Lehens grab one of those minions away. Buy some time.
All right, Nexus turret number 1 going to go down. Lehen's not going to be doing anything. Fisher as well, grasping at straws to say the least. And that's a bare Nexus. That is going to be a game win for DNF. Able to keep things interesting as far as our groups as well. Baron 1, Elder